Welcome to my cake kitchen. What does a baker do on Valentine's Day? Bake more cakes. If you see me for the first time, hello there. I love cake and I'm Gladys and I love cake, and today we're making cake. Auntie Jackie, hello. Auntie Jackie, what are you doing? I tell you what, I have a confession. Right now I could be stewing on my sofa, like literally chilling with a cup of tea and going to sleep. Do I look like I feel sleepy? Yes, I do. But I am making cakes because the last 2 days when I've thought I just want to rest a little bit after a manic Valentine taster boxes session. Tell me why I have 130 cupcakes to make for a corporate order, and it has to be done for Tuesday morning. So I have no room to be tired. But as always, I tell you, one good sign, if you see me for the first time, one good sign on the channel is if you see me and I have bloodshot red eyes and my lashes are gone, that's a key sign I'm exhausted. But we have to power through, and with your support, I know we're going to do it. So simply, what are we doing? We're prepping for a corporate order for a corporate client, a company that wants to do a employee appreciation day, and they have 130 cupcakes with the company logo. I mean, corporate orders are amazing to execute because then you're collaborating with a brand you can be associated with, which is amazing. But beyond that, the downsides of working with corporate orders are that they are usually incredibly short notice with no understanding for the timelines and turnaround times, because you could be talking to them for like a couple of days and it runs into weeks, because normally the person contacting you isn't the person who is responsible for the financial decisions and the budgeting. So they can take a long time to kind of communicate and confirm, and even so, by the time the order is even confirmed, the payment, because the payment has to come from a different department, that's at the time, because then the finance person, if they delay, everything delays. So this has been one of those orders where the back and forth strung out a little bit, and then the person who was their point of contact, as in the company's point of contact, felt poorly. So there was a moment where it felt like the communication had fallen through and the order wasn't going ahead, and I was okay with that until boom, I woke up Friday after office hours when I saw the payment. I was like, it was one of those times that I was like, the payment was worth it, but all I could do was this, like, God. So I've been doing this all this time. The last 24 hours has been like, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so we are going to get it done. We are just going to get it done. It's Auntie Jackie and all 15 of you in the chat. Hello there. Thank you for being here. Happy Valentine's Day. Actually, with all the intention, I wanted us to do a Valentine special where I will come and open my sample taster box. And those of you who have received yours, thank you everyone for your order. I hope you've enjoyed your cakes. I'd be grateful to hear some feedback. Look, don't be scared. Come tell us what you really felt about them. I don't want you to come here and be like, come and blow smoke up my backside and be like, oh, they're amazing. And don't feel scared, because food is incredibly nuanced and taste is subjective. So as much as you saw me put all the hard work and execute it with a lot of love, passion, skill, and heart, I still want to hear, because you are essentially the reason I'm here. You're the customer, and I'd love to hear some feedback from all of you. Lollipop did reach out, and Lollipop is like my right-hand person. So it's like, Lollipop, you love them, but whilst I appreciate your opinion, it is not the standard, because I mean, I love you. Because Lollipop and I have like a close relationship. So I think whilst I value her opinion, I still take that she is not my standard for feedback, because I still want the critical, sort of more a more straight talking feedback if I could get it, because that's the only way I will improve. So I wanted to eat my sample box, but you know what? I've been out with my son. I've been scoffing on pistachio and honeycomb donut. I'm stuffed. There is no part of my belly that wants to eat more cake. And if I did that, my blood sugar levels will shoot up. And no amount of exercise is going to bring that down. So I'd be wise to not do that. So yeah, the sample box is somewhere. Let's get on to this prep work. What am I doing? Faso, you're back, darling. Thank you for being here. You received your box. Come tell us all about it. I saw your comment yesterday when you said you received it, but you will be enjoying it today. I'm like, God, what such discipline and restraint? Because if I had received a box, I'd be sitting here scoffing it, okay? So keeping your box for another day is what you call discipline, okay? So come tell us all about it, and let's get to this this prep work. We are prepping the batter for the buttercream. Okay, the butter fell over. We have butter for the buttercream. And by the way, did I tell you the cupcakes for this corporate order? The cupcakes for the are eggless. Yeah, eggless cupcakes. So let's get onto it. There's going to be, I think, 3 lots of buttercream. Oh, Faso. Girl. Girl, I love you, but your discipline for just opening the box and putting it to the side has to be studied. Especially for such an investment. That's what, because well done. But come and tell us all about it. I take it the box will stretch for days. So good luck, but no pressure. Whenever you get to it, come tell us all about it. Let me actually go and get my box, even though I'm not eating it. Here is my sample box. Yeah, I'm not writing a card to myself, am I? Okay, there you go. So I hope all of you, well, even though you haven't eaten your cakes yet, Faso, maybe tell us your experience of receiving them anyway. Because, you know what, anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be a compliment. It's just like feedback for lessons. Here is my box. Now, in hindsight, I wish I could have done, say, a giveaway and given them away. But in all honesty, the sample boxes were made from a different batch of cakes, not the same cake, because I needed to kind of do the promotion. So it won't be fair to give those out. But since we have cakes left from these that I had to save, who knows? Okay. Okay, so Faso said, I'm so bad when it comes all together opening things. I bought a KitchenAid mixer almost 3 weeks and still haven't opened it yet. Oh, okay. You know what? So that is a theme for you. That's fine. We appreciate that. But like I said, your discipline for not like scoffing onto the cakes rather quickly is to be studied. So well done, you. But at some point you're going to eat them anyway, and we are looking forward to you eating them and then coming back to tell us all about it. All right. there you have it. So those of you who have already had your sample boxes, I know Lollipop has been trying to eat hers. So these are mine, but like I said, today is not the day for cakes for me because I've been eating pistachio and honeycomb, like freshly made pistachio and honeycomb donuts. Those were amazing. So if you're having a great Valentine's Day, well, we wish you well. We wish every one of you all the love. But a wise person said, girl, if you don't like him, the flowers won't change anything today. Just take your flowers and go home. Okay? That's all. Well, then I says, Gladys, your vanilla recipe was a hit with the household. Thank you. Oh, God. I'm going to lose my wrist for clapping. Okay. Thanks, Dana. Oof. I saw the comment, but I saw it in passing and I was like, I'm going to try and respond, and I haven't been able to do that. But thank you anyway. So, Faso says, the opening was an experience. It felt special. But, I'm definitely tasting the cakes today. I took a picture and posted it on the community. Oh, I'll keep an eye on it. Look. My day has been go. Up until the last like 20 minutes when I decided to just sit down and chill a little bit. And then I was feeling sleepy. And I thought, if I don't come here, I'll go to sleep. So you know what? Thank you, Faso, for your experience, sharing your experience of opening the box over there. When you do eventually eat the cake, come back and tell us. Don't forget though, if they are in the fridge at the minute and you want to eat one, you need to have taken the pot out, as in the one you want to eat, so that it comes to room temperature. So if you haven't done that yet and you're hoping to eat a cake, it's 6 minutes past 7. You probably want to put the one that you are about to eat out now. So go get your box and pick the one and leave it at room temperature. If wherever you are is warm enough, leave it at room temperature. Half an hour to an hour, it should be all right for you to just eat. Because whilst I love a cake from the fridge, it doesn't feel the same if you are eating it directly from a chilled spot. So yeah, remember that. Yeah, we are prepping for the corporate order, and it's the buttercream that I'm trying to make. So I have some butter selection. Yes. I've had Gemma, as in Gemma, Cupcake Gemma. She is the owner of. Oh no, I haven't heard Cupcakes and Doilies. Are we talking about? 1 second, let me wash my hands. Been touching my face. Is it Crumbs and Doilies or Cupcakes and Doilies in the UK? Auntie J, I haven't heard Cupcakes and Doilies. And if I've heard it, it hasn't landed. But there is Crumbs and Doilies here in the UK, a popular cake business that is co-owned by Cupcake Gemma, who has a channel on YouTube here. And that will be Crumbs and Doilies. I don't know about Cupcakes and Doilies. Right, so we have 500 grams here. We're trying to get 750 grams of butter. Okay, so it's yeah. I've heard about Crumbs and Doilies. It's co-owned by Cupcake Gemma. She's a very much loved YouTuber on here. One of our big baking creators from the UK here. So yeah. What are we doing? I'm just trying to get 750 grams of butter across the 2 bowls, and then we are going to start prepping the sugar. Can you tell I'm tired? out of the 750 grams, 250 salted butter. Okay, we have 750 grams here, and we're doing the same for this one. If you are in the chat tonight, chances are you are not up in the town. So what's keeping you at home? Why are you not with the Valentine crowd? Is it by circumstance, happenstance? Have you been stood up? A no-show, or just by choice because you're a particular age and you're like, let the kids have this one. We want to hear your stories. Why are you home? Because at least you should be out for a meal. At least I'll speak for myself. Me, I am like a Pringle, and I have these 130 cupcakes chasing me. And if I had to be associated, look, if I wanted to go celebrate Valentine, considering I am a single Pringle walking around here, right? If I had to do Valentine, it would be me and myself and my son at a meal. Okay, me, myself, and my son, just the two of us. But who wants to do that? Not with the kids, okay? So let's just say by circumstance. And anyway, those of you who would argue that I could take myself out for a meal and treat myself, I could do that 365 days, okay? I could take myself for a meal and I don't mind that. But let's not pretend it's not fun when flowers and chocolate shows up at your door today. But like I told you, if you don't like him, just take your flowers and say thank you, close your eyes and turn around and shut the door. Okay, don't let him in. It's only one day and it's a lifetime dealing with it if you don't like it. That's all. Let's Dolly is spending. Dolly, how are you coping after the Valentine sale session? Can you feel your feet? Because sis, well, Dolly is spending time with family. Great. The rest of you, come tell us, why are you home? But then again, is Valentine supposed to be an outdoor thing? Well, maybe in my head. Okay. You are tired, pa. Antequia, can you feel your feet? Maybe you need a hot water bottle. Oh my goodness. Look. At this point in time, if I didn't have these, my Valentine will be me in bed at 8 o'clock. That's it. And that is peak happiness for me. Okay? I'm not even going to pretend. Dolly, you have a hot water bottle now. Oh, girl, I know you. Oh, my darling. Don't worry. It's all part of running a business, okay? Running a business, this is what it is. Them goals and ambition, when they get fulfilled, that's the sacrifice you got to make. So, honey, just sit there. Do you have popcorn? Because if you don't have, like, can I tell you, these days, my thing is salted caramel popcorn. Whoo! So if you have a hot water bottle, just get yourself a nice popcorn. I know you don't have popcorn anyway, because the salted caramel popcorn I'm talking about are not even like the things you can get I make the leftover from the caramel sauce. I get them microwave popcorns, the butter ones. Someone gifted me a pack from Costco. You put them in the microwave, they pop. But you know what? Them microwave popcorns, you've got to get them just right. They pop up right. Because if you put up the heat too much, some of them burn. But if you get it right, they all pop and they're so nice and tasty with the butter. But don't stop there. Me, I sprinkle some homemade salted caramel sauce and I mix it, and you have these chunky things that is covered in caramel sauce. God, those things are good. Okay, so a cup of tea and salted caramel popcorn would have been my definition of Valentine's Day. But anyway, a girl can dream, because right now all I'm doing is fighting for my life, trying to go to bed whilst still trying to execute this task over here. So people, never you worry, never you worry. So Dolly is spending time with family. Auntie Jackie is hanging out with us here. Denai, what are you doing over there? You're on mommy duties, is it? Let's get this butter all sorted. Okay. We have 2 parts of 750 grams of butter. As always, the consistency of your butter is what makes or breaks your buttercream. So the butter is so hard, we are not going to be able to do anything with it. So I'm going to put it in the microwave, but I'm going to turn the microwave on a defrost. This is a 900 watt microwave. And if you put the power up to full power, as if you are heating something, you'll melt this. When it melts, the structure is broken. It's not going to be any useful to you. So a tip here is, if you want to microwave your butter, you want to turn your microwave down to maybe medium or defrost. Best if you're slightly distracted, defrost is best, because defrost is just going to bring it slowly. It's going to take a bit of time, but slowly it will get to the temperature you want or consistency you want without the risk of melting it. And that is what I am going to do. Let me get that in and I'll read Dolly's comment right here. Okay, this is defrost now. Let me just put that here. Right, so Dolly said it's difficult for me. Okay, it was difficult for me. So do you have any tip on how to decorate a cake that has one side green and the other side purple? Is it the single cake that has 2 colors on the sides? If that's the question you're asking, those cakes are naturally hard to execute cleanly, if you like. But I think the best tip is, when I haven't done it myself, I remember I had an order like that when I started baking years ago, and I really did struggle. So the assurance here is that, Dolly, if you did struggle or find it difficult, you are not alone. And most people who haven't attempted a cake like that, it will struggle. Okay, so just remember that it's not necessarily your fault if you find it difficult to execute. And it's hard to execute it cleanly, especially where the line meets and the separation happens. It's just hard. But the tip I find is that when you use parchment paper, you label, I don't know how to explain it for you to see what I'm saying, but when you cover the, say, the green side, you cover it. First of all, you have to define the line of separation. You physically have to create the line with a ruler so that you have the portions separated. And on top of the line, you place a parchment paper first. So if it is the green that you're doing, I mean, trying to explain it whilst I have nothing. I'm trying to look for a I think the question I should also be asking, if you found it difficult, I guess you were still able to execute it anyway. And so the question would be, how did you do it? Even with the difficulty, how did you execute it? Right, we've got the butter. Here to tell you, I did melt the butter by being distracted. Here we are. Okay, 4 different colors. Honey, if you executed it, that's all I will say. 4 different colors. My head hurts even thinking about it because 2 is hard. 4, Dolly, you're on your own, mother. Okay. 4 different colors on the side, 2 different colors on top. Dolly, I can't help you. Because even the 2 colors is hard. Yeah, the parchment paper is really hard to do. But so far, that seems to be the only feasible tip that works. Whilst we're at it, here is the bowl. I will not be whipping the butter on the work table yet because I want us to sort out the sugar because we're making American buttercream. This recipe is the order is supposed to be strictly eggless, so we can't employ any of our other most preferred buttercream options, which is Swiss and French, because they are egg based. So because of that, we are employing American buttercream. But for the American buttercream, I'm aiming to do a ratio of 1:1 or 1 to 1.5 of sugar, and then I'm going to be adding double cream to kind of raise the flavor and make it give it a nice creamy mouthfeel, if you like. So I'm gonna let that stay here whilst I check on the butter. And remember, one of the best tips for your buttercream is to make sure that your butter whips up right. So with that, I'm going to get my whisk attachment and we are going to start whipping the butter. I'm starting with a whisk attachment, and then just to whip some air into it. And once it changes color and consistency, I will change from the whisk attachment to a paddle attachment. We want to whip our butter for anything between 5 to 10 minutes on its own. Dolly says, my little boy drew his own birthday cake. So the cake you were asking about, is that for your boy? Oh, okay, no. No, I can almost imagine that was hard. Okay, there you are. Butter is still hard here. I'm gonna let it go. Oh, okay, the customer's little boy drew it. Oh, okay, got it. With this contraption making noise over here, I can barely hear anything. Sorry. The consistency of butter is still hard. Okay, we have our butter whipped up here. And here is the consistency you are looking for. Remember, I already have about 250 grams of salted butter going into this. I really do not desire this to be white in color or anything. If anything, my goal for whipping up the butter is to change the texture and consistency of the butter to enhance a better mouthfeel. Because the lighter your butter is, the better the consistency and the better the eating experience. You don't feel like you have a lump of butter in your mouth, if you know what I mean. So that is the reason for wanting to whip the butter enough. So I'm going to give it a couple of minutes to go, but this time I'm switching to a paddle attachment just to kind of cream that along before we add the sugar. Okay. there's a slight difference in the consistency of butter. With this, I am using a paddle attachment, not for any other reason, but for the fact that my whisk attachment is far from reach at the moment, and trying to find it is just an inconvenience. So I decided to use a paddle attachment to cream the butter, which means I have to cream it a little longer than the other batch. But because, remember, the first batch of butter here was a little bit melted beyond what I wanted it for, and this was a little harder in consistency. And can you see the struggle? It's kind of hard, still hard, because it's cold, and weather does affect butter consistency. So look at that. Look at how hard. I'm holding the bowl, and it's hard to kind of scrape in. So when this happens, you probably want to pop a little bit of butter in the microwave so it's melted. I'm going to probably do that just to enhance my result, because there's no reason why I should suffer. So a little bit in here, and I'm going to pop that in there. Ibi, bear with me. There is noise in my background. Put the question in the chat. I will answer you in a minute. Welcome back. I hope you are keeping well. So look, this is really hard. It's annoying. Okay, I've got the butter. Ooh. There you go. It's so hard. Oh, look. Oh, you are seeing real life things happen. Look, the butter completely melted. So I'm not going to use the melted part. I'm just leaving the melted part out. I've just scooped the little solid that is left. Let's go work on it and see what we get. I think I'm going to make up for that by adding a dollop of butter from here, just to make up for the quantity. Okay, now let's do the sugar. I mean, I've used this brand of icing sugar for a long time. I know it has no lumps, but you really cannot risk it. So I'm just going to pop this over here. Ibi, I am just looking at your question. Let me finish what I'm doing and turn down the sound, and then I can talk to you properly. Yeah? By the way, each packet is about 500 grams. It's more like $4.95 because it includes packaging, but that is fine. So I just need a kilo of sugar to the 750 grams of butter. Okay, I wouldn't say we have lumps because look, it's all come off nicely, but I am assured that at least my sugar has no lumps in there. First things first, we have the butter that has been whipped to a soft consistency here. Look at how easy it is. There you go. And then into that I'm going to add the sugar. I'm going to hand mix the sugar before I put it back on the machine. So only about a half of the quantity has gone in. Okay, now I'm going to leave this to mix up a little bit. Okay. I know there are some questions in the chat for me. Please bear with me. So after beating our butter up for a little while, can you see how easy it has made our buttercream? The consistency is really good. I love it. So we're going to add the rest of our sugar now, stir it together and leave it to cream. Now the amounts of sugar here is there's 750 grams of butter to a kilo of sugar. So the sugar is only 250 grams more than the butter. If you don't fancy making it too sweet, you can just go for a 1-to-1 ratio. The reason why I opted for a little more than the 1-to-1 is simply because these cupcakes are going to be boxed individually in single serve cupcake boxes, and I do not want a situation where the buttercream is sloppy and not firm enough to hold its own when it's being boxed. So I just wanted the consistency to be a bit tighter, if you like. But to help cancel the sugar out, part of the butter is salted butter to kind of help balance the sugar out a little bit. The liquid I'm going to add will have a touch of vinegar, and then I'm also going to add some fresh cream. I'm not doing the fresh cream now. Reason being, fresh cream can be very tricky, especially if you're not using pasteurized fresh cream. Pasteurized fresh cream is what you call double cream. It's fresh cream, but it's been pasteurized, as in heat warmed a little bit, so it's a bit more stable. But I'm opting for fresh cream, which is not tired. I'm opting for fresh cream, which is tastier, but the way fresh cream is, it comes with a little bit of some food safety guidelines to observe. And also in terms of consistency, it's not super stable. It breaks easily. So if I add it in here, come tomorrow night or Monday morning when I need it to frost the cupcakes, I'm going to have to whip it again. And then it might break and ruin the consistency. So I'm not adding the cream yet until the last minute when I am beating this back up, and then I will add it once it's done. I can just frost the cupcakes with. I hope it kind of makes sense. What does the vinegar do? Because vinegar has a tangy, strong, like it's astringent, as in the taste of vinegar is astringent, which is that it's strong, it's pungent, and it just cancels out the sugar. It doesn't have the same functions that it has when I use it in cakes. In the buttercream, it is sort of a balancing factor to the sweetness of the sugar. It functions just similar to salt in buttercream, so that it tones down the sweetness of the sugar a little bit, but not too much that it turns your buttercream to, say, a Swiss meringue buttercream, if you like, but something to kind of just balance it out. It functions on the same principle of sweet and sour, if you like. So just a tablespoonful or two. For this quantity, 2 tablespoonfuls is all you need. Because you also want to be careful the vinegar doesn't come through the buttercream. You want it to do its job, but it's subtle and unnoticeable. But if you get a bit heavy-handed with it, it will come through, and then you'll have a sort of pungent or tart aftertaste. You definitely don't want that. So balance is the key word we are going for over here. So the rest of the sugar has gone in. And I have a full tablespoonful of vinegar to go in there. Ibi, Ibi, I'll answer your question in a minute. Bear with me, okay? It's because your question requires my attention, so I've not ignored you at all. Bear with me. Let me just get this mix in quickly. So Ibi's question is, I want to practice this vanilla sponge recipe by Easy Quick Recipe. Do you think I should use Easy Quick Recipe? What do you mean by Easy Quick Recipe? Is that an online source that you found a recipe? So the source is Easy Quick Recipe and you're asking if I can recommend you use it. My very honest answer, I don't know, because first of all, I don't know this recipe and I don't know the source. So I couldn't tell you to use it or not. What I can advise you on is that if you've come across this recipe and you think the ingredients that are listed as part of the recipe is accessible to you, and the instructions for deriving the butter or the process is something you think you can attempt, feel free to go for it. So ingredient listing is important, because sometimes when you go to an online resource and there is a recipe you might want to try, sometimes you can't get all the ingredients and then you're stuck. So you are attracted to the recipe but you can't get the ingredients. So first things first, is this a trusted source that you have sourced recipes from? Because that will lead you to whether you are keen to try it or not. How did you come by this source? Was this source recommended to you, or you just happened to chance on it? Either way, you will never know the result of a recipe until you have tried it. So if you are trying to make this recipe for the very first time, of course, proceed with caution and a lot of trepidation, but don't stop yourself from trying it out, especially if it has detailed instructions. Most recipes online will have the recipe ingredients, it will have the process and method derived in an instructive manner for you. So follow it and see where it gets you. If even you don't get the best result out of it, even though the recipe states a few instructions that you have followed to the T and it doesn't yield well for you, that in itself is a good thing for you, because then you have your answer to not try the recipe, or to know that the recipe is not what you wanted the result to be for you. So you can move on to something else, or you can tweak the recipe for your own liking. Either way, I don't think I can tell you to use the recipe or not, because I don't know this recipe and I don't know the source. I have nothing to say about it. But the pointers are that when you come across a new recipe, you should always try it on your own. As long as you're not making this recipe for a customer cake or somebody else, because it's new, you don't know what the outcome will be. So I will say, go and experiment it for your own curiosity and answer the question for yourself. As in, well, this recipe I found, do I like it enough to try it? And if you try it and you like it, then you stick with it. If you try it and you feel like you didn't like it, you pick the lessons, what you didn't like about it, and then you tweak it and improve and move on. That's what knowing a recipe is all about, even for recipes that are supposed to be trusted. So good luck with that. Now we are going to add some vinegar into this. And there you go. So that's one batch of buttercream nearly done over there. Let's get this one moving. Ibi, I hope I have answered your question though. Yeah? So whilst I could, and I'll be giving the same answer to anyone, because I don't know how you came by the source. Where are you local? As in, are you in the UK or you are outside of the UK? Because perhaps maybe your attraction to the recipe you're looking at is something that is local to you. And for that, I am not able to advise you whether it will turn out well or not, because I don't know the recipe. Okay? One second. Here's the cream. I said I didn't want to put the cream in now, but I could as well, because no, I won't. I'll do it. Let's see. Let me just, the temptation is I want to put the cream in it. I'm breaking my own rules. I need about 100 mils of this. There you go. Okay, we have cream there. If you put fresh cream in your buttercream, you want to keep the buttercream refrigerated. It cannot be left at room temperature for more than 4 hours. And from setup to consumption, it should be within the 4-hour limit for you. Did I put the salt in there? Yep. once the cream goes in, you should be careful, because if you whip it too much, you will break the consistency of the buttercream. But the cream brings a softness and a fresh mouthfeel to it, and it makes the buttercream very creamy. It is sweet. If you're used to Swiss meringue buttercream, this is very sweet, but not overpowering at all. Remember, we have 250 grams out of the 750 grams of butter as salted butter. I did add a pinch of salt into that, and then we have a full tablespoonful of vinegar to cancel out and balance the sweetness a bit. And then we have about 100 mils of cream in there. So I love the taste of this. It is also not too heavy on the tongue, because American buttercream can feel rather heavy, and this isn't. So I have gotten the buttercream I really wanted. Who did you learn to do cakes from, my lovely? I had some UK based, my original tutor for cakes is a local okay, let me say this again. My brain just froze a minute. The person who actually took the time to teach me how to make cakes was somebody I had private tutoring with for long sessions, 14 weeks, and they were the first tutor to take me to my first caking experience, which is Cake International. And yeah, that kind of put, at the time I started taking those classes, the classes were tailored to me. I had already gotten an idea of what I wanted to do, and I just wanted them to guide me with, like, because I learned by observing, and they were very generous. What I got out of that class doesn't even reflect the amount of money I paid at all, because they were so giving, which kind of set me on the course. But throughout my career, I would say I've been largely self-taught, and self-taught is really hard. Self-taught means that you have to try things over and over and over again just to be able to get things right, which can lead to losing time, because you could as well pay somebody. But the thing is, I enjoyed the process anyway, so that was fun. And the things that I couldn't hack, I just paid for a class. So I paid for cupcake classes. Believe me, I paid for a cupcake class because there was some specific design decorations that I used to love, but I couldn't execute them in a polished manner. So I paid a creator who at the time used to make those designs, and they taught me how to do it. I traveled to London for that course. It was a whole weekend. Looking back, it was worth it, but it turned out that wasn't my style. But at least I took the skill with me anyway. And then throughout the years, if there was something specific I couldn't hack, look, the tips I give you on ganache so freely, I paid for them, because I went to a ganache class, and what I thought I knew about ganache kind of changed for me, because this tutor literally brought me along her process, which made ganache so easy and kind of reset how I saw it. So, Ibi, to answer your question simply, I am largely self-taught, but I have paid for courses for specific things that I want to refine in my skill and development. And whilst I haven't done that in a very long time in recent times, if I had the chance, I will always be an advocate for succeeding at what you do is a case of mindset. Okay? Is everybody trying to sell you something? Of course, like, you should be wary of all the people who are trying to sell you something that you know that you don't need. But you should also pay for the thing that really will change your process, because it's not so much that people just want to sell you something for something's sake. The question you have to answer for yourself is the investment going to be valuable to you? And if the answer is yes, your next step is to make sure that what you are paying for is credible. So make sure you do your due diligence. You find out what the reviews are saying. And I'm not saying online reviews alone, because those can be a bit questionable sometimes. Find people, because this day and age, especially for your favorite creators and people alike, there are a group of people who support them, and chances are you may find in their comment section or through your interaction on their channels that their group of supporters may have patronized them. So ask questions. Ask an honest question about what the experience is and make your own judgment about it and pay for the course. It will help you. Like, I am an advocate for teaching yourself, but I will also be first to tell you that teaching yourself, you don't necessarily save money by teaching yourself, because you know what, you lose time teaching yourself, and time is money. You won't get that back. So it's neither here nor there, but look at your own objectives, understand what is valuable to you, and proceed with caution. I hope that kind of helps. Well, the tutors who taught me are not YouTube creators, sadly. Okay, they are not YouTube creators at all. And that was, for context, that was about 8 to 10 years ago when I took those courses. So they are not YouTube creators. Yeah, there you go. Buttercream is done now. This is the first batch. We have 3 batches to go, because each batch is going to frost about 40 cupcakes. And I wonder if I'm delusional because this doesn't look like it will frost 40 cupcakes, will it? Will it? Anyway, it depends on quantity. Like, this looks like it will frost a batch of 24 or 30. Okay. Look. All right, so we're going, this is starting all over again, but you know what, I'm gonna just move this. What am I doing? Okay, no, I won't. Let's let this cool. I had 1.5 kg here and I had to take 500 off, so we have a kilo left. Okay, let's go have a look at the consistency of this. What am I going to use? Good question. I will speak to you in a minute. Danai is asking, since it's eggless, what are we using as the egg substitute? Right. The simple answer is aquafaba. Aquafaba is the liquid from beans, as in chickpeas. It is a really good substitute, at least for this recipe. So the thing is, most dietary specific recipes, right, for people who have a need to create them, they do a fabulous job of refining recipes to get to the result that they need exactly. And there are a range of people who are obsessed with that process, which I have nothing against. Some also advise that you just find a regular recipe and you create substitutions. I don't recommend that at all, because baking is a science. So sometimes the solution is not in an easy swap. The solution and best result is in the process. So if you are seeking a dietary specific recipe, my general guidance will be, do not pick a regular, as in generalized, mainstream, non-dietary specific recipe and then try turning it to a dietary specific. Don't do that. The option is to go straight to the source and find a recipe that has been developed to target a specific audience who have a dietary specific need. So for this, I do have an eggless recipe. I don't normally make the dietary specific things. The simple reason is, whilst I'm not against them, my kitchen is very small and the possibility of contamination is very high, and I have to kind of like consider that when I get dietary specific orders. So I don't generally take them on, and when I do, it's in very limited capacity, and it's determined by the circumstance and what I am doing for the time or period that the order comes through. So for instance, this order is for a Tuesday. I normally don't have heavy orders going out on a Tuesday or anything. So, and my diary was a little bit relaxed on that date, which is next Tuesday. So I thought, okay, I can do this. So I already had an eggless recipe that I had created a while back. I didn't like it and I wanted to refine it. And the refinement was centered in the liquids and the substitute option for the eggs, which is aquafaba. So last night, actually, whilst I was so tired, about 10 p.m., 2 minutes past 10 p.m., I was still in this kitchen trying to fix that. And actually, good question. I have the result. I will show you. I filmed it. I didn't want to come back on a live last night because I was really tired, and I thought, whilst I wanted to show you the process, I also thought I'd be incredibly boring and I didn't have the energy to interact. So I filmed that as a private session for myself, which I wanted to kind of then turn into a short series or something if I came to it, because at the moment I have so much edits to do. If I stop filming today, I have videos that will last you for the next 2 years. That's how much content I have, but I still have to make time and edit them. So I will show you the result for the test. Right, so let's go and get this. So yeah, The aquafaba, essentially, if I told you I was making vanilla cakes and I told you this would be an ingredient, you would be like, what? Yeah, the chickpea water is a good substitute for eggs. It makes, you can whip it, it will make a nice meringue. Like, it's funny how aquafaba works. It is, you know what, some days you just sit and you think, wow, science is really fascinating. So that is actually, here is the drained chickpea. This is the one I got. Is the chickpea water. So this chickpea has no water in it because I've drained the water all out. But I went and I picked some more here. And what you have, I made 8 cupcakes. I ate all of them. And this is exactly nearly 24 hours later. And look at the cupcake, right? Look at it when I touch it. For eggless cupcakes, sometimes the problem is texture. It becomes very dense and heavy, and it's flat. It's very doughy and bread-like. Not this recipe. Look. This is 24 hours later. I baked it yesterday about 10:30-ish because I was kind of putting it together about 10 o'clock, and about 10, it baked for 22 minutes. And so this has been, I just kept it in, it was actually in the tub that the butter was in, and then I put it in a bag here. So this is nearly 24 hours later. And look at it when I touch it. Look at how springy it is. It is so soft. It is so light. If I didn't tell you this was an eggless recipe, you wouldn't know the difference. It just feels like a very soft, lightly textured vanilla cupcake. So look at how easy it is. Now I'm going to try and break it from the middle. Look. Because most eggless recipes would be heavy at this point, but this is a lightly textured cupcake. I'm like, why? And by the way, you don't taste beans in it. you don't taste chickpeas, okay? It is so moist and so soft. I am quite surprised. Did I say I didn't want to come and eat cake? Okay, then this is for you. This is your fault. Anyway, I'll be baking the cupcakes here on a live anyway. Not today though. Perhaps Monday morning. Or sometime tomorrow. Because I have to spend Monday making the cupcake toppers. So yeah, we'll be baking the cakes perhaps tomorrow so we can save them. So you'll see. Whoever discovered chickpea water is just like genius. I have no idea who did that, but there are people who actually obsess about science as much as I do with cake. So we thank them. This is a good recipe though. When I come to baking it, I'll put the details up for you to see. It is a good. This is 24 hours later. It's still soft. It is springy. Look at it. Look, glad it's. There's no reason to eat another cupcake. That's it. We are done. Faso says, I just opened the box. Wow. I feel special. All the pieces were well packaged. It's a great experience. Thank you. Faso, you deserve that and more. Thank you so very much for your purchase. Now we want you to eat your cake and come and tell us what it feels like after you've eaten it. Okay? That's what we are waiting for. Then Hi says, yeah, the cake got me. Have you guys finished watching your movie?
Yeah, we just... Oh, you're okay, you're okay. Yeah, we just
Same
finished...
elbow.
Same
Wow.
elbow. Yeah, we finished watching the movie. There was no room left in the box.
It's
But
fine.
there's still a few things left to fold.
Oh, okay, just transfer. Okay, 1 second. Transfer. Okay, so here, go put them here.
And
The next. Do you want? Yeah. Do you want to do some? No, I'm not. I'm just asking. Okay, bring it down now.
When he's ready for...
Okay.
I'm ready for dinner. We can watch together.
We can. Should we reheat your chicken?
Go ahead. Bring the chicken. Oh, people, I just want to show. Okay, you do you, my people. Okay.
Best day
Day
ever.
ever.
Okay, people.
Best day ever.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, come on, let's go and get your chicken.
Right, people. This is what the individual box. I had to hire some extra hands because all of these things, this mess you see over here, it's like these are there's 130 of these, and this is only half. I think this is about is it 50? I can't even, whatever they are, I'm just showing you. Look. Yeah.
When we got all James Cameron movies.
I have to kind of box each individual one, and each box has to be like, can you people stop stomping, please?
I'm not swamping. I'm stomping.
Hang on.
Because I'm sliding down the
Can
stairs.
you reheat this for Rio, please?
Okay, I will do that, please. So this is the box we want to create for each cupcake. And when I tell you how hard these are, because you have to create the bottoms, and then you have to put the box together, and the box itself is flimsy, and then after all of that,
No need, I just watched it.
after all of that, when the cupcake is decorated, you have to then sit it in there. Like, I'm not looking forward to all of this. It's a lot of work, but it's the joy of what I do, so I'm not complaining. I'm just showing you what is about to go down here. Sirs,
Yeah.
I need some help here. Can you give me a hand, please?
Yeah.
Faso is about to eat her red velvet with a cup of tea. You go, girl. Have fun. Okay. This here, please. Can you collect this?
Yeah.
Okay, hold that.
All right, hold it here.
There. Okay, you can take that with you, please. Thank you.
Is that enough of them for now?
I'm just giving you another box
Okay.
to kind of do the rest, because there's 130 of those, you know.
Oh, I don't think I did that many. Yeah, give me the empty box.
Here is the.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I want to watch the trailer too, Rio.
Okay. All right, I will warm your stuff
Yeah,
for you.
Rio, wait for me. I want to watch the trailer. There. Whoa. It's gone wet. It has the best music, this movie.
Well, I
Oh, God.
chose it, so it's my turn.
when I tell you. Okay, this needs a bit more.
This guy's crazy.
Try this. Let's
James
see.
Bond.
Why is it stripped?
Because I gave you some of the skin when we were in the
Oh,
restaurant, Ria.
Okay, what trailer? Now it's mine turn.
Yeah. Yo. Oh, this is perfect. Yeah.
No.
Which side do you want it?
Boys, can you please keep the noise down?
Yeah, let me close the door.
Right. Good people. Yep. Tatiana, I am here a little later than normal because after doing them Valentine box sets, I thought today was just going to be fun and games, and then I woke up to 130 corporate cupcakes to go on Tuesday. So we are back to prep work. And if you were here earlier, I was here like bemoaning. Bemoaning my circumstance. But nonetheless, we're here. How are you? Yeah, thank you. I will take all my congrats. But sis, have you seen a girl is tired? Oh God. How is Valentine? How are you? You were working today, right? Or that's just me imagining things. Oh, you're leaving soon for work. Well, girl. And it's Saturday. All right. I hope you received your flowers and chocolates, though. That is if you do celebrate Valentine. But whatever it is, you have a good day at work. Look after yourself. We will always be here when you have time and when you come back. He's been at work since 7. What's the time at yours now? It's what's the time, kid? It's 8:30 p.m. What's the time at yours, my love? $2:30, and he's been at work since 7, and you are leaving soon. Okay, honey. We here in the community, we're sending you hugs. We are praying for you, all the things you want to achieve and all the things you want to do. We are wishing you well. And we are sending prayers your way. Have a good day. And we'll see you soon. You sold out. So, my darling says, we sold out our party. So, you sold out of the Valentine party. So, you're going to have a great look. There is seasons for everything. Right now, everyone imagines Valentine is about just sitting at home with your loved one, drinking wine, eating the chocolate, and getting up to no good. That's what the imaginative idea is. The reality is you make choices towards your future and your life, and it's just what it is. So if on Saturday 2:30 p.m. you have to get to work and do the thing that you need to do, good luck, okay? Have a great time. You can create your own Valentine another day. That's all. Have fun. And Brandy, it's 2:26 p.m. Brandy, where are you joining us from? We know our sister Tatiana is joining us from, is it Dallas? Dallas, Texas, is it? She went on holiday somewhere. Where did you go again? Where you saw the moose? Where is that? Mr. B? Mr. B? Alaska. For some reason, Alaska and Dallas is stuck in my head. I spent a whole live session talking about she is in Dallas. I'm like, what? She's in Alaska, okay? Okay, so bank your Valentine for an Alaskan trip. I really want this for you, okay? Have fun. And Brandy is joining us from Texas. Brandy, welcome to the stream. Is it your first time here? It's great to have you. We have a laugh sometimes over here, and we say random stuff. So, oh, Brandy, it's your first time here. Well, it's 2:30 in the afternoon. We hope you've had a good day. We are having a great time here. We made some buttercream and we're prepping for a large corporate order. Are you a baker? Did I miss any questions here? Okay, Tatiana we have Disney in October. We're gonna have a great lazy. Okay, so your Valentine is on the day after. No pressure. And you have Disney. Have fun. You see? You are really enjoying this, honey. We are happy to provide some alternative entertainment here. Okay? But if you're just joining us, right? This is we say random stuff. And over here, we're a community of friends. Okay? We don't just bake. We're a community of friends. So before I started, I said, for those of me, this is Valentine here with you. This is my Valentine. Today, you know what? If you've gone back to the channel, the week was very busy because I was planning some taster boxes. These boxes that were supposed to go out. So by the time I got them all sorted and out, I was exhausted. Super exhausted. And I thought I was going to catch some rest. Look, a girl had dreams. I wanted to catch some rest. Yesterday, I wasn't on here, but yesterday I was making a cake. I will post it on the community post. It's a cake that if you've been here all week, I was complaining that I was so mentally consumed by the taster boxes and the tasks that were related to it. I couldn't do anything else. Meanwhile, I had this huge cake order that was a custom cake ordered that had to go out yesterday. So the night before, The night before and yesterday, even though I said I wanted to chill, chilling was still over here under pressure trying to fix that cake and get it out. So eventually, by the time I finished, I was spent. I still do not know how some cake makers get 9 orders a week. Like, do you have extra magical powers? And I'm not talking a one of 9 orders 1 week, like those who ran it by themselves, 9 orders, 8 orders, week in, week out. Because by the time I got through 6 taster boxes, that felt like 12 cakes. And then this customer order, I was willing to go, we are done, okay? We are done. I was lying on my sofa napping, literally, considering my life choices. Woke up after 5 p.m. and boom, my business email had a confirmation of an order for this corporate orders. And not just the confirmation, the payment had cleared. And I'm like, oh dear. Okay. So that's me. That's Valentine. Valentine, I spent the time questioning my choices like, really? But it's what I choose. So I'm not complaining. Right? But when I came here, I was like, if you don't like him and he brought you flowers, just take the flowers. Don't be rude. Don't be uncouth. Just take the flowers, smile. Don't let him through the door. Just say. It is only one day, okay? And if you've not liked him up until this point, just take the flowers, be polite, have manners. Thank you, and just go. Just go and read your Bible. That's all. Because if you allow him in, you are going to regret it. The word says those who have ears should hear. That's all. Don't say Auntie Gladys didn't tell you. Okay? Don't say Auntie Gladys didn't tell you. Because I'm telling you, if you do not like him, if he has all the things he's been telling you, like, oh, sweetheart, and you're like literally fuming on the inside. Oh, darling. Tatiana. It's 8:30 p.m. over here. The day is over. So if I haven't done anything, which of course I haven't, there's nothing happening. Okay? There is nothing happening. Nothing. But what I'm doing for Valentine is that I'm sticking with you guys. Like, I'm a ride or die, so we're here together. That's all. Nothing. My day started today about 11, and the kids are on a break. So I took the boy out for a family day out. And part of it included having to do the shopping for these cakes. So my day has been focused on business. That's when you know you're old. Okay? I'm old. So yeah, there we are. If anything, I'm just looking forward to resting up tomorrow. But that hardly rest, because tomorrow I have to kind of like continue with this. And until Tuesday, my kitchen is going to be busy. So I ain't even got the brain space. Right now, like, a friend called me on my birthday, which was on the 11th. And they called me in the morning and they were like, Glad. I was thinking if you want to go out for a meal, like I was presented with options like brunch or something. I was like, girl, I don't want to go to a meal that will stress me out, because if I have cake on the table, right, I cannot relax. I like, even if somebody showed up at my door with all the giftings for Valentine, I am typically set, I will ruin it, because I will still be stressing about these things that need to go out. So I would rather get this out of the way, which means Valentine is ruined because I have this corporate order. So there's nothing on my table. Thank you, people. Oh, we had a great day. I was here on my birthday. We had an amazing day. We had such a good time. It was one of the afternoon live sessions. And we had such a good time. We still have the full month to celebrate. You know what? That's what it's going to be, because even like the friends who wanted to take me out for a meal, we've had to postpone it because I'm like, look, I'll be stressed with cakes. I will be stressed with cakes. I'll be stressed with cakes. And here we are. Okay. So we have a full month. Like February is short. Unlike January, that was like a drag. And it made everybody like really, really depressed. Nonetheless, like I said, well, I think, who put Valentine on the calendar anyway? Whatever you're doing, if you have joy and you are happy, and happiness is not a particular thing. It can be a place, it can be a memory. However you spend today, as long as you have peace and you are okay, that's all that matters. And right now, I have peace, I'm content, I am happy. That's all, okay? Perhaps my Valentine's present will be rest. When all of this is over and I can sit there with a cup of tea, not think and worry about anything, that will be a celebration. Okay? Okay. We have gotten our first feedback. Not the first though. Our first public feedback, because Lollipop reached out after she ate her cakes. But then again, she's had cakes before. Brandy says, happy belated. Brandy, darling, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We had a great time on the live when we came. So thank you for the wishes. So Faso says, oh, she enjoyed her red velvet. Where did I see it? I thought her red velvet was delicious. And it wasn't too sweet. That is lovely. Is that a good thing? Thank you, lovely. I can't see it. Is that me? Let's go find it. Maybe that's me. You know what, Faso? I keep telling you, your restraint and discipline has to be studied. Because I told myself I wasn't going to eat a cake, right? And I showed up here and suddenly I scoffed a whole cupcake. That's how bad I am. Okay, because I'll be like, so if you're tempted to eat the 2 tubs and somehow you are saving one for tomorrow, you are one disciplined person. But thank you for the feedback, okay? Oh, that's fine. That's fine. So the red velvet was delicious, wasn't too sweet. I almost went for a second, but we'll continue tomorrow. Okay. Enjoy them. Come back and tell us all about them. But thank you so, so very much. I am glad you enjoyed the experience all in all. It was such a pleasure to have them made for you guys and to have you even purchase them. It is still like, wow, how are we even here? So thank you so very much for your support and your love for the channel and of course for me. So thank you. I told you I wanted to come and eat mine. But hey, I wanted to come and eat mine, but I'm full already. I am so full, I don't want to eat cake. Okay, so I'm probably going to give them up to somebody at church because I don't want to keep them any longer than I need to. Prawn, can I make a confession? Prawn, you have had me refreshing my email. Prawn, great to have you back. I know you are well. Darling. Well, people, Prawn just literally walked in and smashed the place up with her feedback. Thank you, Prawn. Look, all I people, nobody's about to cry here, okay? Glad. Grandma wants, tell Grandma, look, she has me on lock. And oh God, okay. Well, I did ask, so let's talk about it, people. So Prawn says, happy Valentine's Day, Gladys. Finally made it well. I'm sure you did, right? You, sis, I've been shattered. But hey, let's see. How has your day been? All of them was a hit. Grandma has been raving. Has she? Okay. Thank you. It was such a pleasure to make Grandma's cakes. It was an absolute pleasure to make them. Let's see. Prawn says the attention to detail, the opening of the package itself was a splendid experience. I felt such luxury. The whole, oh my goodness, Prawn, Prawn, just leave room for me to improve, okay? Because all this praise will go into my head. You people need to keep me humble, okay? You people need to keep me grounded, because I know you people stick with me and you love me and we do our thing, but we want this to be bigger than us over here. So you people just need to keep me humble a little bit. So tailor the feedback with some healthy dose, like just a pinch of criticism so that we can improve. Oh dear people. I ate it with the tiny spoon. It was such an experience. I was planning to give 2 to my family, but I will freeze. People be kind. Oh, honey, God. I am so happy you guys enjoyed your experience. And the joy of it is that this wasn't done in darkness. Like, there is no secret about them that you don't know about, because every step of the way I tried to bring you along the process, which is what the promise of the boxes were about. They were elements of experience and connection. So Prawn, thank you. I'm like, thank you. That's all. I know if I threw is it Swarovski? What's the word? Let's Swarovski crystals and gold leaf. You would still be out here. You would be splurging left, right, and center. You know. So such an absolute pleasure. I couldn't believe that you snapped up 4 of the box. I'm like, girl, all you need is 1. And you were out here like, I'm here. Everybody needs a box. I am so happy Grandma loved her. I am so happy. But more so, I am glad you enjoyed yours. Because I've been thinking about you. I'm like, oh, I hope you and the pet babies are all well. So it's great. But like I said, I have banked my catch up with you, and I think in due course we will catch up again. So happy Valentine's Day. I hope you have lots of fun today. And you know what, at some point when you're past teenage years, you know, all you want for Valentine is just kick back and chill, okay, by yourself. Don't go wandering nowhere. Okay, so if you have some cake in there that you enjoy, that is all you need. Okay, so if the cakes made it to you and you are having an experience, well, Faso, who wanted to be a good person to share the cakes, she's like, nah, I'ma just freeze these tiny things out here and keep them to myself. Okay, so with that experience, hopefully in the future we'll bring the boxes back. But like I said, the boxes will probably not, for the foreseeable future, they will not be an items of mass production, because as you can see, the amount of work that went into them and the logistics of getting them, like sorting them out for postage, was a little harder than you would have imagined. Because when I got to the post office, for prawns boxes, I wanted to double them because they were going to the same place. But then it meant that we would then have to repackage the boxes in a different, all of that. The bottom line is that it was just easier to post them. So there are lessons I've learned along the way about how these will work in future. But I think if I had to ask myself, my ultimate goal was delivering you value, okay? Because the postage of those boxes, in terms of even if you were covering all the costs, they are not really cheap. £15 for, like, that's expensive. So if anything, my goal is to just find a way to kind of bridge the gap between the cost, but also to deliver the finest elements of value for you. So that will be the decision to kind of consult with next time we get to the boxes. But nonetheless, this has been a collaborative effort. I would never have thought of making boxes. I don't even offer them for my wedding client. You know, they come home for consultations with me. I don't post them. But this has been a great outlet and some information to carry on into the future. So thank you all from the bottom of my heart. Prawn said, I planned more, but I had to taper myself. Honey, if you planned more and you picked them, nobody would have any left. And I would be more shattered than I already was. But nonetheless, I'm sure those who had them really appreciate them. I always have gifts to go. Oh, you're one of those people who spends the year buying gifts so that you pick your gift and, oh, this will make a good gift. Just freeze them. My mom wants details in case she needs to send a thank you gift. Yep. You know what, Auntie J? Yours will be waiting for you in London. Okay? We'll go cake hopping. We'll go from one cake place to the other. I mean, and we'll have prawn come along. I think Prawn will be our guide because Prawn is on the road a lot. So she will be our guide for places. And I kind of imagine in my head, Prawn knows some very cool places that we can go and have coffee and eat cake. And we'll have a cozy place to hang out. Prawn, that's your job, okay? Prawn. Remember, once upon a time, we had plans. We haven't given that up. So, Prawn, come on, get to work and put it together. All right? Is it Coco Abbey? Wonderful. Honey, as long as it's not in the depths of hell, okay? I'm coming. Because at this point, I think the conversation is going to be lit. The food is going to be good, and the laughter will just be, it will just be deep belly laughter, where people will be like, who are these happy but uncouth people? Because, you know, the British people just like to keep things sweet and cute and pressed in. And we are out there like literally ha-haing our head off. We'll be chucked out. But it will be worth it, okay? It's been a long time since I've been in London. I've been a few places, and I was modeling and for the, ooh, girly. Okay, you see, she is our person. So yeah, P, go fix it and come and tell us. That's listen. We are not about, you know, like when I said British people are so pressed. Even when, have you been to it? Now let me, British people, I love you because you've given me a hope, okay? But have you been to a British funeral before? They can't even cry. They have to like be posh about the cry. Like you're upset, cry. Are you kidding me? Like cry. So just as much as they can't like cry so loudly, they are not out here laughing so loudly and being all like broadcasting their joy like that. No, it's like who is that? So Prawn, that's your job. Go find the place. Ooh! Ooh! Oh, you know, a few times people pay. Prawn, you be hanging out with the rich. Now I can't wait to go. Okay? People paying your tab for you. Who are you hanging out with? I am coming. You've never been to a white British funeral. Girl, you weren't missing nothing. Girl. Whoo, it's Valentine's. We don't want to ruin it with funeral talk, but you weren't missing nothing. Okay? That's all. I've never been to a white British funeral. Our traditional ones are filled with wailing and gossip and drama. My dear, whoever said don't talk bad about the dead hasn't been to a Ghanaian funeral. They've been spilling all your business. And the worst part is, the worst part is this. I mean, if you go to the British ones, when you finish, very appropriately, you go to the wake. That is if the wake is organized at all. And the wake is generally at a pub or at a club somewhere where you get dry sandwiches. And I'm not talking posh, prawn cocktail. Prawn, I'm not talking about you. Okay? Prawn cocktail. No, I'm not talking posh. The poshest you can get to is, say, M&S sandwiches. But otherwise, you get some sloppy sandwiches that are oozing out of the bread, and it gives me the feeling. As opposed to my African, and you think, okay, that's appropriate. You pay for your own drink too, because you know what, you came to a funeral, you didn't come to be served. So you pay for your own drink, and then you get a sandwich, a light sandwich, and then you disappear. And the sandwich comes with a cheese and onion crisps. Like, the point I'm making here is that the food is appropriate. Okay, it's like you kept your tears in your heart. Your heart is broken. You're still, nobody's watching the tears because it's not showing. Okay, like you're being all like composed, right? So there is no way you can be eating a bowl of food. Fair. Contrast that with my African. I don't speak for the entire continent of Africa. I'll speak for Ghana, and then Prawn will speak for her people. Contrast that with my people they are wailing, they are screaming, they are rolling on the floor. There's gossip happening to the left. There is chin wagging and laughter to the right. And all of this is happening whilst either the wake, as in the deceased is laid in state. So it's not like the deceased is so far from you, it's a distant, they are literally in your face, because we are weird like that. We do open caskets, right? So the casket is all over there and people are wailing, and there's like business of the day is happening. And guess what? Right after the burial, there is the jollof with grilled chicken. And the person who was rolling and crying the most is over here with a big bowl of plates and going for seconds. And you're like, are you serious? But there's a proverb that says, even if you cry so much, you have to stop and sneeze. It's a Ghanaian proverb. I've just given you the translation. So I guess the crying and the sneezing works together. So you cry a bit, you eat a bit, you gossip a bit, and you keep it in moderation, and then you go home. That's all. It's like, it's wild. So, Prawn, you are missing nothing if you haven't been to a British funeral. I only ended up there by virtue of my job. Yeah. And it was one of the cultural shocks I had. Like, I'm like, nobody's here. Like, why? Like, it's just me and some random people. And so you don't know people when you get there. And it's not a lot of people too. It's a small group of people. And you all like, and mentally I'm trying to kind of like work what to say. You don't know how, you want to be polite, but you don't want to be too like, I don't know you, so don't come to me. How did we end up here? I don't know. All I'm saying is, Prawn, you're not missing anything. Let's just go and have a laugh in, is it Cocom Abbey? Okay? And let's get checked out. Auntie J says we are going to be prim and proper. Auntie J, we better show up with our gloves and our hats. And our table manners too. That's... Prawn says, I love people of color. We love it. Spice. Hey. And we don't know where to stop. Okay? We don't. Oh, okay. Okay, so I found my people. Oh, in some parts they pay profit. Oh, yes! Prawn, better not dish on the culture. Auntie J. They do. They pay professional wailers. And you know what? If the funeral doesn't have the wailing people and the crowd, you didn't live. But there's context. If we're talking an older person, in my culture, young people are not celebrated like that, because we find the passing of a young person incredibly difficult, and we have all sorts of cultural connotations about it, so they are not as celebrated. But past a certain age, say past 60, oh, it's like, who passed? Oh, time to party. Let's go. Okay. You have to work at putting your pinky out, my darling. We all have to learn to do it. Okay? You're not alone. Like, I was looking for my cap, like... People, you are so bad. Then I says, Zimbabwean funerals are the same. Loud crying, loud singing, lots of food, and sometimes a lot of drama. I mean, the drama is so good. Have you ever been... Here I go saying the randomest things. What has been the biggest funeral drama that you have been to? Not necessarily a funeral that you're close to, but as a Ghanaian, right? Sometimes culturally you end up at a funeral that you don't even know the deceased. You probably know a family member, like, or a a distant family member associated to the deceased. But in our communities, as in the Ghanaian community, funerals are not just attended by close family and friends. It's like an open event, and our society is very communal, like we support each other. So sometimes you could end up at a funeral that you have no association to the person at all, and you don't even know who they are and their family, but you know a distant family member who you attend the funeral with as a sympathizer of. Do you know what I mean? So yes, so I've ended up at some random funerals when I was younger. Not anymore though. Now, if I was at a funeral, it has to be something that is meaningful. But when I was younger, yeah, there were some random funerals that you end up at and you're like, what am I? Well, you don't stop to think, what am I doing there? You just look around and all the drama is happening. But that is just by the way. What is the most drama you've seen at a funeral? A funeral where the man had a side, the deceased had a side, somebody like a side, they were, do we call it an affair? Or they had a whole relationship, and a second family that turned up on the day and was like, he's our family member too. The drama. That's just by the way. I was about to get into a fight. Literally. Are you kidding me? Auntie J. That must have been tough. Right? Wow. Funerals just have a way of bringing, because for good reason, you know, I guess the point can be said that, oh, we all know that a fight is not appropriate at a funeral. But when you look at the context, there is always like something that gets you, that just wants to go out swinging. Hopefully, Auntie Jackie, you didn't fight, okay? Hopefully it all got settled. Oh, okay. Somebody coming for your mama. We will fight. Especially at a funeral where she is probably directly impacted. We will fight. Yeah. Auntie J, hopefully it didn't dissolve into a fight, and we are here to tell the story. Okay? Thanks for sharing. So, P, have you eaten all your cake? Where have you kept it? Are they frozen now? And how are the babies? You know what, Auntie J? I am glad it only came close and didn't happen, because, ooh, that would not be a great feeling at all. And you never forget that experience. And it ruins your grief, and it sours the moment.
Are you okay to put the kettle on quickly?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah? Okay.
Has he eaten his food?
He's picking at it, so he doesn't like it much, so I'm just going to see what more coins I've got in the car, see if I can get some more zimmies or something.
I think the change you gave me earlier.
Yeah.
See if you have the coins.
Yeah, I've got some here, but I've got more in the car. Oh, have I even got a key?
Key?
No.
Have you got it?
No, it's upstairs, but if you can boil the kettle for me.
You don't think the boxes will last 24 hours, honey? You know, you can always find me here, and you know what? I will probably be willing to risk it all again to make you some extra ones if you need to. But I am so glad you have enjoyed your cakes. Okay, I am so happy for you. Like, yeah, I'm so happy. Look at you. Oh, Christ, that is so much fun. Look, people, it's 9 p.m. We only came to make some batches of buttercream, and here we are talking about African drama at funerals and how we all behave. But nonetheless, I've done 3 already. Just blame them on the sizes. I'm sure if they were larger slices of cakes, you probably would be stuffed with just one. But because they are just such small pots, I mean, the size of the cake is still fair. Good enough to fill you up, but not enough to stop eating. Good enough to fill you up, not enough to stop eating. So that's why I said FASO's restraint and discipline has to be studied. Because girl was out here yesterday, the boxes were delivered, she kept them till today and only started eating it this evening. I'm like, girl, who are you again? Right? Gladys, you'll need to sell gym membership. That is opposite to the business I want to run, isn't it? Because if I start selling you gym memberships and you head off to the gym and suddenly you get your blood sugar right and you get all your health goals right and you cut out the sugar and you be like, you know what? I love me some cake, but this shit ain't good for me. Then I'll be out of business. So you know what I will be selling you? Oh, I'll be selling you some good parties. We'll have a cake party where you can come, like, we'll curate a good cake party. So no gyms. No gym. Okay, people? No gym. No gym. That's how we be out here in the streets with our goals to the size, because they'll find reason to give us something we don't need. So you know what? I'm going to tell you. I'm going to create you a party you don't need, but you want to be a part of because of your FOMO. And then we'll go and we'll eat cake, and then you stick to the channel and you'll be like, oh, this cake is so good. And before you see 10 years is here and the gym membership is lost. But that's neither here nor there. Oh, Aku wanted a bite, but it's chocolate. Oh, she's a cream and icing addict. Darling, look, I am so happy you have enjoyed your cake. Just share it, okay? Just share it. As for Grandma and her coconut, we'll speak to her and we'll try and fix her some coconut cake. But I'm so happy she enjoyed her vanilla toffees as well, all right? So, yeah. When I started this live, I said I was tired, but you guys have kept me so energized and happy. But all this clearing up needs to be done before 10 p.m. And there's still eggless cakes to make, egg-free cakes to make for tomorrow. We won't be making them today. We'll probably make those tomorrow. And depending on how my day goes, you will find me right back here sometime tomorrow. I will make an effort to update you on the community post. We will get these corporate orders out together. However else we will do that. But until the next one, happy baking, happy eating cakes, okay? Those of you who have them, enjoy your experience. Know that you have made one happy baker more happy. And I'll see you on the next one. Much love to you all. Thank you. Bye.